move on. Again, we needed to adjust the schedule this morning. Coach Moglia has graciously adjusted his schedule and is now joining us earlier. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mark.
Hope you're doing well. First, if you can just open up, hopefully there's not a lot of damage down there with all the rain and the flooding. If you just give us a quick update on how the area is, and obviously our thoughts and prayers with everybody down there.
Well, I think the area was certainly greatest affected to be the area down by Jamie in terms of Charleston. That was the area most greatly affected. We had a lot of flooding up around Myrtle Beach, and we had canceled school. And even though some of the coaches thought it'd be a good idea to bring in all the players, we told them not to come in on Sunday. Yesterday we closed school as well, and so we didn't do anything at all with the players on Monday. But that didn't change things for us because Monday's the day we give them off anyhow. Most of the coaches got in, but frankly I sent them home, and we had already looked at the film individually, and then we set up conference calls. So whenever I needed to be able to spend time with any part of our staff, or the entire staff, I did so by conference call. And when each coordinator needed to spend time with his particular staff and his side of the ball, he did that by conference call as well. So I actually got stuck going into work on Sunday, and my car got trapped in what was much deeper water than I thought it was. It's kind of stupid on my part, but I still don't have my car. And but none of this has been the end of the world. A little bit of an inconvenience, and many people have it a lot worse than what we did. But other than some flooding, everything's okay. You just have to adapt and adjust to it.
Okay, well, we're glad you're okay. We're after that incident. Obviously, just thinking about everyone else down in that area. If you can open up, we'll continue on with your segment here. Just talk about the victory over Alabama A&M as you prepare for Big South play.
A week ago, guys, when we talked about Alabama A&M, I had said that their defense had been struggling, but their offense was actually pretty good. They were ranked about 30th in the country, and their quarterback could both run and pass. They had a running back that was averaging over 7 yards carry. They had 3 receivers, and it started the year before 2 wideouts and a tight end that they used pretty effectively. And they had a very good punter and a really good punt return average. And across the board, I kind of was expecting that our offense would do well, and it did. Remember early in the year we were having penalties. We've done a much better job of that. We were able to score, not always, but the vast majority of the time we got inside the red zone. The offense moved the ball well. We were able to give a lot of people some playing time, and they actually executed pretty well. From a defensive perspective, it was our most sound game. Not sound, it was our most complete game, I think, over the span of the year so far. I thought we tackled pretty well. I thought we did a good job. We also gave a lot of our second and third team guys work in the second half, and they held up reasonably well. We had some breakdowns, but they held up reasonably well, so I was certainly pleased with what we did on defense, especially because I thought they didn't have a bad offense. On a special teams perspective, I said in the beginning of the year that our special teams, have been strong, and there have been a couple of games we don't win without the special team play that we've had. They continue to play well. So for us, it was we were more poised and disciplined than what we have been over the first part of the season. And frankly, I expect our team to be poised and disciplined. And the real focus going forward is to take that poise and that discipline and continue to build on that, and in fact, compound on that value. And hopefully we're able to do that. But it was a good game for us across the board.
All right, Coach, at this time we'll start taking questions for Coastal Carolina head coach Joe Moglia. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser to click raise hand if you joined us via the web. And Coach, turn the page to Presbyterian. What are your thoughts and what have you seen on the Blue Hose?
I've always had tremendous respect in terms of how Hal runs this program. I think they do a very good job as a staff. I think they're prepared every week. I think they really had an outstanding year a year ago, and I know they were expecting to have a good season this year. I really still believe they can have that. When you look at their record so far, they've never been embarrassed, and they played 2 FBS programs, and they played Chattanooga, which is ranked 8th in the country. They played those 3 teams tough. So we know that they are a much better team than perhaps their record indicates now. We also know that they're always going to come in well prepared. offensively, defensively, and special teams, we know that we're going to have to play. We're going to have to play up to our potential to be effective as far as Saturday goes. But we're looking forward to the game, and we know it's going to be a good game.
PC has a very experienced defensive side of the ball with Ed Britt, Donnell Williams, some of the other folks. Just what have you seen the last couple? From what you've seen, just how to kind of get past their defense, how to execute well against their defense.
Well, I think as I said, I know they're well coached, and I know they're going to be well prepared for our team, both defensively and offensively, as well as special teams, frankly, and not much different than we would prepare for anybody else. We know, we have an idea what they're going to do, of course, but we also have an idea some of the changes they might make to be able to be a little bit more effective in some of the things that we do well. So we try to go into each game reasonably balanced, Mark. So our ability to be able to run and throw the ball, and if Hal and his guys give us a little bit better opportunity to take more advantage of the pass, we'll do that. If they give us a little bit more opportunity to take advantage of the run, we'll do that. But since we don't know exactly what they're going to give us, we don't want to over-prepare for something specific. So going into the game, the key for us is just making sure that we have enough of a passing attack and enough of a running attack that we can execute across both parts of our game. And then if one part of the game is doing well or more effective, or if we think we could be more effective with it, we'll take advantage of that. But that would be determined during the game.
And my last question for you, Coach, the fourth and final home game in a four-game home stand, just 3-0 so far. With it being such a lengthy homestand, has your team gotten away or gotten too used to playing at home?
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case, Mark. I'm sure we're not going to be able to play on the road ever again from now on. So, in fact, we're not even going to play an away game from now on our schedule. I think, though, remember a year ago we had 12 games. We had 7 games on the road. So we would love to play every game at home in front of a packed house in perfect weather. But since we have zero control over that, we don't pay too much attention to where we're going to play. We know we've got to be able to do, and whether it's home or whether it's away, we've got to be able to execute and do what we need to be able to do. So it's not going to be an issue for us when we go on the road. We expect to do that. I think we're appreciative of the fact that we were able to play 4 games in a row at home. That's never happened for us before. So that was terrific. So that was a nice break, but that's got nothing to do with whether or not we're going to be impactful on the road over the rest of the season. So we do poorly on the road. It's not going to be because we played 4 games at home in a row. It's because we're not doing a good job of coaching and we're not doing a good job of executing. But we should be prepared on the road or at home.
All right, Coach, that's all the questions that we have.